Hey everyone, Andrew here to give you another sneak peek at what I'm doing to restore these pages and fix them up so that they're ready for printing. Like I've mentioned before, I'm working from scans of Xeroxes of these pages that were done 25 to 30 years ago using a process called Duoshade. This is back before we all had Photoshop and all that fun stuff back in the 90s. This was a process used like in the 30s till about the 90s, where, as you can see, these gray patterns that I've now blown up real big on my screen were made up of slanted horizontal lines that, when shrunk down, look like gray pattern, kind of like if you are familiar with Zipatone, but instead of dots, it's lines. And as you can see on this section here, it's pretty patchy. Some of this may be due to the way the Duoshade was originally printed on the board, because this technique used two different lines going this way and this way that were brought out using chemical developer solutions to give you these patterns. So you would actually, in a way, paint these on the board and the developers would bring out the pattern. Unfortunately, like I said, due to sometimes it not being printed as well, or sometimes it breaking up in the Xerox or on the original or something like that, because I didn't because over age, some of the line patterns would drop out, and I'm going in and to make it look right and not so patchy, to make it look good for printing, I'm having to go in and sometimes manually, where it's just a little tiny thing here and there, fix a line. One of the other things I've been doing is I can sample a section from that exact same page, and it always has to be the same page because the slant could be slightly different from page to page based on the way the original page went through a copy machine, or went through the printer when they made it, or the paper went through the copy machine when my copies were made. And I can select a little section and copy it, paste it so there's a duplicate of it, and bring up the right tool to move it, and I can move it to a particularly patchy section and hope that I can line it up just right so that I've patched that section and it's not quite as bad. And on this other page, say for example here, when you're doing a 50% tone, because that was just one line, on this one I've got both patterns going. And so again, I'm not just patching this section, I'm patching the other direction as well. As you can see, it's a long process, it's a tedious process, but I think you'll all be much happier when this book comes out to see that it is nice and crisp and clean and doesn't have all of these patchy bits and almost like gaps in the pattern, and it'll look a lot nicer for all of you. So I hope you guys will enjoy the book when it comes out. I'm looking forward to getting it to you, and I hope I'll give you an update as to how it's going very soon. Thanks a lot, guys.